Well, you've made it.
We made it.
You've made it. The day that you have both put so much time and effort into is finally here. And it's been a long while. When did you guys meet? How old were you when you met?
12.
How old are you now?
22.
10 years. That is the longest betrothal I've ever heard of.
I made him wait.
Good girl.
Wanted to share with everyone a poem that I wrote for you in 2015 for your 15th birthday. It's very cringy, but I think it captures some of the fragments of my favorite childhood memories with you. And it says what I love about you so well. So here it is. It's called Time Flies, and it really has. Time flies. You have taught me so much, this friendship between us. Hardships to laughter, 3 years we have seen them. From the beginning, it started with a mere sport, rackets and birdies, each keeping the score. We then soon realized all the hobbies we shared, so many interests I didn't know that you cared. From chess moves in a game to music on a keyboard, we loved swerving down Boulder Mountain on skis and a snowboard. Your love for the outdoors dragged me along and helped me to see my many judgments were wrong. I learned to be tougher and embrace the damp earth and spiders. I've rappelled down high walls and camped outside in the winter. Finally, around the campfire, we all sit, hot cider in our stomachs. Flames dance across our eyes, and in the reflections we see bright, fleeting sparks of the weekend's memories. 1,000 words or pictures would be nowhere near in describing the countless moments that have gone by. Only God knows those feelings, those lost through time. The path ahead is so uncertain, but I will accompany you and lighten the burden. An ear to listen when the world turns away, a flicker of light in darkness and pain. But take heart, the future, though filled with many voices, was God's will when He gave us these choices. So get up and ready, tomorrow's a new day. That would be quite different if I dare to say, without that visit to the YMCA, without that greeting of a simple hey.
Ridvan and I, we really got close through competitions that were held in our university. And he'd been telling me there was this really big one that was coming up, and it was supposed to be the first competition that we'd do together. And he told me his girlfriend was going to be joining him, and she was going to be part of our team. You see, but in the days leading up to this competition, to this big day, in our text messages, he'd commonly reference the word dollar, dollar, dollar. Frankly, I thought it was kind of weird. Honestly, I thought it was a typo. Or maybe some weird way to ask me for money. But, regardless, I was totally oblivious to it. I just ignored it, so you can imagine how surprised I was when I walk into the building to meet Ridvan, and out of nowhere, someone with the sweetest smile ever comes up to me and says, "Hi, I'm Dollar. I'm Ridvan's girlfriend." And I'm not just saying this, Dollar, because you practically won that competition for us. But that day, I realized why Ridvan was so head over heels for you.
Ridvan, I am in awe of God's goodness and abundance in bringing us to today. When I was 14, I wrote in my diary that I wanted to find someone who loved Jesus more than me, someone who loved others above themselves, and one who challenges me to become more like Christ. God answered my prayers far more abundantly than I could ever have imagined or hoped for. I can't believe that little boy I met playing badminton at the YMCA has become my closest friend, my counselor, provider, and protector.
Your sense of adventure, competitiveness, ambition, and dream were just things I loved about you being my best friend. And what made me fall in love with you was the fact that you loved me for who I was and not what I do. You listened to me speak like nobody else, and you told me about God who loves me even more than you do. I want to give my life to you today because you are proof to me that God is alive and that there's still hope for a sinful man like me. And I am the man I am today because God chose me to love you.
cannot. Let's turn back. Wait, the dress is like, oh my gosh.
Since I was in 8th grade, I've wanted to tell you this. Dollar, I promise you that for the rest of my life, I will give myself up for you daily and love you as your husband, just as Christ loves me. I will be your rock, your shield, and your refuge in times of trouble, just as Christ is my cornerstone. I lay down my life for you, Dollar, my best friend, my love, my better half. In front of all our friends and family, I pledge to you and to God all these things I said, and I promise to lay down my life for you just as Christ laid down his life for his people.
Every memory, evermore, here reminding what I've been missing. Oh, you are what I've been missing. I know it all. When I saw you for the first time, when I saw you for the first
I will be patient. I will be kind. I will not envy. I will not boast. I will not be proud. I will not dishonor you. I will not be self-seeking. I will not be easily angered. I will keep no record of wrongs. I will not delight in evil, but rejoice with the truth. I will always protect, always trust, always hope, always persevere.